Welcome to a scrap codex book summary of Helbrecht, Knight of the Throne, a Black Templar novel by Mark Collins. It follows the Black Templar High Marshal Helbrecht and his pilgrimage to the imperial world of Hevaran. The novel begins aboard the Black Templar's battle barge, the Eternal Crusader, where Helbrecht is praying. He is visited by Guilliman, regent of the Imperium and Primarch of Ultramarines, who asks him to join the Indomitus Crusade rather than chasing after a orc warboss Gajkul. Helbrecht reluctantly calls off the chase and aids the Indomitus Crusade. During the crusade, Helbrecht undergoes the Rubicon Primaris. Note, Rubicon Primaris is an extensive operation that allows firstborn Space Marines to be reborn as Primaris Space Marines. During Shrine Worlds Crusade, they face the might of the Word-Bearers and numerous Chaos Space Marines, cultists and demons, but have been aided by the forces of the Adeptus Ministorum, as well as the Iron Hands and several other Space Marine chapters. After the Shrine Worlds Crusade, the Black Templars begin mustering to renew chasing warboss Gazkul. Helbrecht experiences a vision of his Primarch Rogel Dorn leading his legion against the traitor Primarch Perturabo and his legion of Iron Warriors in the Battle of Iron Cage. Helbrecht sees another Imperial Fist, one who seems realer than the rest of the vision, confronts him and wakes up from the vision. He is met by Reclusiarch Merrick Grimaldus, informing him that a new Emperor's champion has been chosen to wield the Black Sword of Sigismund, a legendary relic of the Black Templars, which once belonged to the chapter's founder, Sigismund. The chosen is Apothecary Bolheim, who had supervised Helbrecht's transformation into a Primaris Astartes. Bolheim tells Helbrecht that he had shared the vision of the Iron Cage with him and had seen a piece of Dorn's armor torn off during the battle, meaning they had been chosen to recover such a sacred relic. Helbrecht and Bolheim take the frigate Faith Adamant, along with a squad of battle brothers, to the planet Hevaran, where the Iron Cage had been built 10,000 years ago. Hevaran is a dead world, its only commerce coming from imperial citizens on pilgrimages. Helbrecht is provided a guide for his journey who leads the Templars into a valley, inside which is the idol of an Iron Warrior. Recognizing an obvious ambush, Helbrecht asks the guide why they have turned against the Emperor and receives no answer except for the litany of iron. Helbrecht executes the guide when he and his brothers are attacked by Hevaran soldiers clad in iron bones and riding ancient Taurox assault vehicles. The people of Hevaran have rebelled, tired of being blamed for the crime of their ancestors 10,000 years ago, and are led by the Iron Warriors. As Helbrecht readies himself to do battle, the Faith Adamant is destroyed, the bright light of its death visible in the sky. The Black Templars are stranded on the planet with little hope of extraction. Bolheim tells Helbrecht that the place they seek is called Vestige. It is a place in the mountains of Hevaran, and Bolheim argues that the planet's astropathic choir would be placed in such a secure location. The Black Templars follow the Emperor's champion's words and make their way towards the mountains. Mid-journey, they are found and bombarded by the Iron Warriors' artillery. They're then forced to fight the Iron Warriors' cultists, while Helbrecht fights the Iron Warrior leading them. During the exchange, the Iron Warrior defeats and wounds Helbrecht, but his brothers bear him to safety. While unconscious, Helbrecht has a vision of his fallen brothers, High Marshal Cordhel and Reclusiarch Mordred, who assure him that he isn't dead and can still do his duty. They tell him to remember the loyalty of the imperial people as he wakes up. The Black Templars realize that they cannot defeat the Iron Warriors alone and decide to change their strategy. They find imperial pilgrims and press them into service against the traitorous citizens of Hevaran. Once they have an army, Helbrecht leads them towards the mountains of Hevaran. Vestige was the mightiest fortress of Perturabo's Iron Cage, strong enough to survive Dorn's Scouring, and still stood 10,000 years later. Helbrecht and his army break through the ranks of heretics and storm Vestige, where they find it being defended by warsmith Torvin Vakra. Black Templars consider their main objective, and upon Bolheim's urging, Helbrecht goes to recover the piece of Dorn's armor, while the rest of the army fights the heretics holding the fortress. Deep within the bowels of Vestige, Helbrecht finds Imperial stonework untouched by the Iron Warriors. The tunnels lead him to a gigantic doorway made of auramite, which Helbrecht opens after the sensing mechanism confirms him to be a son of Dorn. Helbrecht finds the piece of Dorn's armor inside the vault. He is confronted by warsmith Torvin Vakra, and the two fight. Despite wearing Terminator armor, Vakra is slain by Helbrecht, who takes advantage of his enemy's limited mobility to outmaneuver him. The Iron Warriors shell Vestige in a last-ditch attempt to claw back a victory, but Helbrecht survives, along with the piece of Dorn's armor. With Black Templars victorious, Helbrecht appoints the leader of the Pilgrims the new planetary governor of Hevaran and tells him to cleanse the planet of heretics and build the world back. Helbrecht's brother questioned the wisdom of his orders, saying that Dorn left Hevaran a waste as a lesson to traitors, to which Helbrecht responds that a lesson which keeps breeding traitors is wrong. The novel ends with Black Templar Chaplain Grimaldus storing the piece of Dorn's armor aboard the Eternal Crusader and asking Helbrecht if they will renew old grudges against war boss Gazkul, to which Helbrecht replies that they will not do so, and instead do their duty in the Indomitus Crusade. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more videos like this.